Are we ready?
Go.
Yeah. Hello, welcome to In the Court of the King. There is a journey for me to be done, and then I have to catch up with all this King Crimson. There's lots. I mean, this has been sitting on my desk for some time. That's the 2019 one. I haven't reviewed the 2018 one yet. How many? There's one. The ones you've got are 14 and 15.
I haven't listened to those.
Yeah, there's 16, 17, 18 and 19 as well. There's lots of those. This is cool though. This one's because the second disc is now the theme, and this one's a project theme, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, we are doing Live in Newcastle '72. It's a collector's club disc. At a glance, you think, well, another one of them. Why is Sam doing it? It's just another live album. But of course, it's '72. This is the Muir album. December the 8th. And obviously, this is a huge moment, and the fact that it wasn't found, the cynic could say, well, they've kept this behind, haven't they? Because it's Larks, Tongues in Aspic live. It's what we wanted. It's not an audience recording. It's an actual tape. It's a bit of a manky mono tape, but who cares? So it is a terrible shame that. It does mean, not only is it not on that, and that's a shame, but this is actually called the Complete Recordings, and it isn't anymore because I found this one, so that's got to go on that. Tell you what though, £7.50.
Really?
Yeah, I thought fair play, and I mean you think it's the only era that isn't represented very well by proper recordings. Well, if you count that as a proper recording. I think you do, and obviously we've now heard a lot of this in recent incarnations, but this is a very different band to that the current band who have click tracks and monitors and someone mixing who isn't on drugs, probably, etc. This is chaos. This is the Jamie Muir band, man. And obviously the main event is going to be the improvs. There's 2 improvisations between Book of Saturday and Exiles, and then another one after Easy Money before Talking Drum. And it covers quite a bit of range, which is what's striking. They're not the 100 miles an hour Bitches Brew groove jams of the Zoom Club. So that's a thing. There's a lot of different stuff in them. So that makes this a real must-have. So lots of new to Crimson sounds. It's kind of, I think. Second one starts off with percussion, but you wouldn't say, "Oh, that's a drum solo," because there's stuff happening. Bits of it make me think of Indiscipline, though. So there you go. But yeah, here we have. I didn't go to any of those concerts, but this seems to be. I hear what Jamie Muir brought to the band on this. It's almost like for the first time. I feel like I get it more now. There's humour in there. There is avant-garde thing in there that isn't normally in King Crimson, including vocals. Even yes, yeah. Go on. Right, go.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Kev. I'm not really sure what you wanted me to do with this. I listened to it,
And it played
and it was like a grainy
version of
Larks, Tongue in Aspic. Quite different to what we've heard recently.
Yes,
Mildly interesting. But I'd rather put...
the album on.
Yeah.
But you've heard that.
I have heard that. I mean, it is interesting.
It's the extended one.
I suppose. And it's got some improvs on there. But I'll be honest with you. I'm not really into improvs. I'm not really that excited by them. I mean, I've got albums full of improvs, piano improvs, and it has to be really, really good.
It does
to hold my attention.
Yeah. I mean, Fripp says, doesn't it? It's, if a third of it is good, then you've succeeded in your improv.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it's all good, then it's not improvisation; it's jamming.
Yeah. But we constantly run into this thing, live things, soundboards. We did Pink Floyd soundboards, didn't we?
We did, yeah, a radio soundboard,
yeah. Yeah. It's moderately interesting. Larks, Tongue in Aspic Part 2 is incomplete.
Yeah.
It says in that, which is a bit disappointing.
I suppose so.
But
it doesn't really matter because we know the last bit.
Yeah.
And we know how that goes. We've got the build up and everything, and you've got I think it's kind of ironic. I think it stops just before the solo.
Mm-hmm.
Da, 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 da. And that's the end of it.
Bum, 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 bum.
But I mean, you could dub on another version if you want.
But yeah, what are you supposed to get out of this, Kev? It's a bit like, I'm not a music historian, yeah. So from as a historical point of view, it's interesting, yeah. What the band was doing at this time, you can glean from what individual members of the band were contributing to the sound, and then have a bloody good think with your pipe and slippers, What would have happened if they hadn't been there? What would their sound have been like 10 years down the road, sort of thing? But I'm obviously a King Crimson fan, but this
is a live album thing, isn't it?
It's
the
boring.
live album thing.
I'm sorry, it's boring.
Because you don't get the room on fire thing.
Yeah.
If we forget it's live, imagine if Genesis I don't know, maybe not now, but maybe in the 1979 did right. We're going to perform "Selling England by the Pound." We're not going to film it, so it's just sound. But we are going to. It's going to be extended "Selling England." We're going to make "Selling England" with some extra bits and do something slightly different. We know "Selling England" now, so it's not like I must listen to "Selling England" because you know it. So there's
I would probably be tempted to listen to it once, and if it's better, I can't really see how it would be better. Because if it's better, it should have been in the album.
It was better
release. You know what I mean? It's sort of like it's just sort of.
Well, there's things they weren't happy with about that album, so maybe they would fix them, I suppose. Make Battle of Epping Forest better.
Yeah, I mean, that
fixed something.
Okay, yeah, but in that case, I would listen to it. Do I think it's better?
Yes or no?
Yeah, yes or no. If it is, I'll listen to that version from now on. Yeah. If not, I'll listen to the original album version.
I think there's something. Because it's a performance of the album that's different to a live album that's just the songs that we know, and then they played this song, and then they play this song.
Yeah,
it is a performance of the album we know. That's what's interesting, because obviously there are enough King Crimson live albums, but a performance of Larks, Tongues and Aspic, like it's a show, it is a performance. To me, is fantastic. Is a thing, We don't. The performances of the actual songs are. There's nothing different going on. They haven't changed any arrangements or anything because they're new songs. And that's we know them. The first improvisation. Well, actually, no. Let's start from the beginning. We've got Larks, Tongues and Aspic Part 1. The other live version of this with the same band, which is it Portsmouth? No, not Portsmouth. It's Guildford, isn't it? Which is only half a show. It's only the first bit of the show. That's November the 13th. So this is December the 8th. Oh yeah, so Portsmouth Guildhall is after this. It's 15th of December. And we've got a bootleg from Glasgow on the 1st of December. So this is in between those two. Remember, this is all before the album had come out. The album wasn't out at this point. It didn't come out until 73. By which time Jamie Muir left. He left just after it came out.
These two live things, Portsmouth and...
Well, these are bootlegs. These are audience recordings. It's all audience recordings, except.
But is it a recording of Larks Tongue?
Yeah. Well, yeah. These are the concerts.
Right. Okay.
So they're all basically the same set list. But we've got the Beat Club performance, which is in the studio, filmed on TV, and that's quite a muted performance. They're obviously very nervous. It is the polar opposite of them playing just a few days before, when they're going completely mental at the Zoom Club. Then the other recording we've got is the Guildford, which is the first part of a concert, and it's really distorted. So it sounds really energetic, but it's really distorted, and that's it. Everything else is audience. So this, having a proper recording of the whole concert, is really important. But it does sound very different to Guildford. There isn't much distortion. It doesn't really distort. It's a quieter recording, and we can hear lots of Jamie Muir, and guitar's very high in the mix, and not much Bill. And you can hear the bass, but the bass isn't like like it probably sounded like in the concert, you know. So that in terms of what it became when Jamie Muir went and it turned into Flying Brick Wall, you are getting something different that's more subtle, I suppose. That's the thing. Yeah. So that Larks Tongs is very different to the other Larks Tongs. Then we got a Fripp announcement. I think he's been a bit arsey with the audience.
Yeah, I picked that up.
I wasn't sure if he was joking.
I'll be honest with you, that is the most interesting part on the album for me.
It is very interesting.
It is sort of like,
Is he actually being arsey or is he joking? I'm not even sure. There was a comment, the man who made a comment at the start. I can't remember what he says now, but yeah. Thanks for the comment at the start. Your opinion is well taken, but we're going to play something that's quiet now. So the gentleman with the loud voice, your indulgence, sir. And he says, we proceed to attack culture. I don't think that's joking, actually. That bit I think is serious. I think he, when he says proceeding to attack culture, he means it, I think. Probably. Does it attack culture?
I don't think so.
I don't know what that means. No, not really. It's just good. We got Book of Saturday. It is Book of Saturday, and there it is. But that goes into the first improv. So when they start the improv, they're in quiet mode. So we really do get something that wouldn't have really done later on. I know they did trio, but that's quite a different thing. So we get, it's almost the final, might be the final ever performance of that style of subdued jazziness jamming, which is in the earlier Crim. You know, I don't think they ever did that again. So that's the thing, and it does change, and different stuff happens, and you know, then we do get he does get funky with the bass and much more what they were doing at the Zoom Club. Improv II, like I said, the first bit is percussion, but you don't think, oh, it's a drum solo, because there's cool things going on, and it's all over the place. It's crazy, you know. And that bit, that's where it does get proper avant-garde. It made me think of Henry Cow, which I think is a thing. I think, you know, King Crimson being very successful, or fairly successful, and Fripp saying about how you know, what we're doing is different, man. This is our new stuff. No one's done this, and I think Fred Frith or Chris Cutler took exception to that. I think because they thought, well, we're doing that. We were already doing that. We haven't got an album out yet.
This is our thing, baby.
Yeah. Maybe. So that's but that bit really does sound like you would call it avant-garde in a way you wouldn't call Stuyvesant Bible Black avant-garde. Maybe. The significance of this recording and why it's quite strange, you know, and obviously he's written the liner notes. Sid Smith, as we all know, is from Newcastle. You can tell by his accent, and this is his concert he went to that changed his life and all that kind of stuff. Did he? What did he? Yeah, he had Islands, I think, or an Earthbound maybe, and he was into King Crimson, but went to the concert, and instead of hearing Sailor's Tale and whatever, there was this, and it obviously changed his mind, and he went back to school and in metalwork and was just banging things around, making noises, because you know, and obviously literally changed his life, and now he is the King Crimson writer. So that's a hell of a bit of sort of synchronicity or something that, we found it now in the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Really? Did they? Well, have they kept it? I cannot believe. No, there's no way that they did. Maybe they've had it for a bit, but I don't believe they would have released that with no complete concert, full show recorded properly when they've got that. I don't believe that would have happened. So it's you know, these things turn up, don't they? You know, and there's reels of tape around with different people that concert venues keep them, and etc. You know, so it is indeed awesome. Not as in your face. It's not. I don't think it's just the recording. It's just them in a different mood. I think we'll try something different. They're in an exploratory mood rather than take no prisoners mood, I think. So that makes it quite different. And there it is. Yeah, King Crimson live in Newcastle.
Excellent.
£7.50.
Bargain.
Yeah, if you like it, then buy it.